That's not their soulmate, that's their cellmate. Because a lot of them have been there for 42 years because of lack of options. We celebrate grandma. We celebrate grandpa. A lot of times it was grandma's, that was not a flex. That was lack of options, didn't have any money, didn't have a bank account. They wasn't in the same room. They wasn't sleeping together. They weren't even liking each other. Did she do what she was supposed to do? Absolutely. She cooked for him. She served him. He came home. He brought the money. Why? Because that's what they were conditioned to do. But the flex is to continue to be close and have a relationship.
Yeah.
To actually like that person that you're with. And that requires work. It requires getting to know that person. It requires going to the altar of at least every time of year, every single anniversary. We celebrate, but you know what we say in that restaurant as we eat that 5-star meal? We celebrate. We say, how was your life? How was your life this year? And talking about marriage.
Yeah.
How was your married life this year? Is there something that I did not do? And is there something that I could do better? And we do not interrupt. We listen to learn. Then we have retreats where we do, we ask, what are our strengths? What are our weaknesses? What are our challenges? What are our threats? You understand that in business, we do it in our marriage. We begin to ask those things and find out what is in this, see, what the answers in 2015 are not the same answers in 2025.
That's right.
The threats in this country, the what it triggers in you, the things that you are operate or your age, it is a whole different thing. You gotta learn. You gotta stay in contact with your mate. You gotta begin to say, hey, this is what they went through, but I choose to love them. I choose this. They're not abusive. My husband in 42 years, he's never called me out of my name. He's never heard me swear. I've never heard him swear. We have not done that. Have I felt like bopping him in the head? Absolutely.
Don't bop
Has
it.
he felt like bopping me in the mouth? I'm sure of it. We have never done that. Why? Because our love constrains us and we have discipline. Do you understand?
Yes.
But in my mind, I have hit him. I'm sure he has slapped me in his mind.
Wow.
But we have never reached out to do that. And we have to go back and self-regulate and say, in my mind, I got to get myself together. I've got to think better thoughts. You understand? This is work I have to do.
Yes. Yes.
He's a good man and I'm a good woman. But in order, you can be married to a good man and a good woman, but we are people and we are faults.
Yeah, yeah.
And we go through things. And so you got to continue to do the work. And I'm telling you, if you do the work in relationships, it will prosper in all areas of your life. It will prosper in your children. It will prosper in your business. It will prosper in your church. It really will. Why? Because you're building character. My mother used to always say, and she's married for 60 years to my dad, and they still liked each other. And I was named Love because of them. She would say, marriage is a character building factory. And it absolutely is.
All right, so every time you talk, I always get something else, but I promise you, I'm going to stop after this. I got two things. One, I need you to help me understand. When I tell you that the men I work with, they really do the work and they use their words, high emotional intelligence, like self-awareness, like all of those things. You have to in order to be a certified man. So he said to his wife, he said, what can I do to be a better husband? Like, how can I show up better for you and to make sure that you feel covered, protected, all the things. And she gave him, a list. But when he said, well, you going to do the same thing for me? She said, why would I do that? Why would I hand you a weapon for you to cut me with? Apparently they were having some issues. But so he was trying to mirror what, how it should be. But no, she said, Why would I do that? Why would I hand you a weapon to cut me with? What is that?
That's wounds that are not healed. And here's the thing. Trust takes about 2 years to rebuild. And during that time,
Hold on.
yes,
Say that slow. What?
trust takes about 2 years to rebuild after you break trust. Say if there was an infidelity or something like that,
Yeah.
it literally, and this is how, if you want to rebuild it, you cannot expect that person overnight to re-heal. That person is going to, it's going to be kind of like if you put too much strain on the wound, it'll bleed and it'll just like open up or something like that. Expect that. Expect sometimes her to bleed from that wound. It's I tell people, the courts say he cheated, you get to go. The Bible say he cheated, you get to go. Right? Okay, we could do the Apollo move. You just head on out. However, if you choose to stay, by default, you have now chosen to heal. You don't get to hold this record over his head for the rest of his life. You don't get to hold yourself in unforgiveness and make him pay forever. You don't get to do that. If you don't think you can handle this betrayal, you are out in the courts to say we ain't got no we find no fault in you. The God will say, but you cannot stay and not heal. Now, the healing process, you know how we talk about how do you support the healing process? First of all, accountability. You must be accountable. You cannot say, I said I'm sorry, so that should be it. Sorry is not enough. There's wounding that has been done, and there's a process to the healing. What you have to do is this. You have to humbly take accountability, have to humbly with remorse. You say, now she want to see my phone. Let me tell you something. If it's only Jake from State Farm, hand her the phone, okay? And so we need to be an open book, open passwords. That helps the rebuilding process that will take sometimes 2 years. You have to be transparent. You have to be accountable. You have to have remorse. You have to be patient. That is the pain that you have to endure for the pain you cause. Now, if you stab somebody on the street and it was manslaughter or you kill somebody, you might, like you said, might not have been intentional. However, you still going to the same jail.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
You still going to pay. And so you're going to pay the price of, it's going to sometimes feel hard because you never meant to hurt this person. Your pain will be in watching the pain you cause if you're a good guy. The pain will be in watching the pain you cause somebody you love.
Now, see, I didn't get that when he said what she said, because he may have cheated. He ain't never tell me, but when he was talking to her, when she said, I don't want to. It's like I don't want to give you that kind of. I don't want to put. It felt to me like she was saying I don't want to put myself out there and put a standard out there, and then if I don't make it, if I don't do it, now you can say, well, what you said. That's what
Right.
I thought it was. But you're saying that one would say that because they were probably hurt before?
Why would I say that as a woman, if I'm talking about giving you a weapon,
Yeah.
I must be used to seeing a weapon or experiencing a weapon, whether you tried to hurt me or not. But if I feel like handing you me will be a weapon, is something about the past. Now, it may not have been the guy that is a weapon. And I want you to hear me on this, because this is important, is where I was going to go next anyway. Sometimes what ends up happening is this. If you have not seen any, and I write about this too, if you have not seen or experienced a good, truthful, dedicated, committed guy, you really don't even believe that they exist because you've been saying they ain't no good, man, or this. But you vary them, but you still are waiting for the shoe to drop. You're waiting for the floor to fall out from underneath it. And so when they show up, a lot of time the sabotage, it happens a lot of times in the dating because it's like too good to be true or you're skeptical. But think about this. As a woman, if first of all, I had one woman I'll never forget. There were 3 generations. There was the grandmother, mother, and her. They had never had a man in the house. And she says, I don't even know what men do in a house. And so she had no knowledge of how men flow, move, or any of that kind of stuff. She just had no skills with men. And the only thing she had experienced was grandpa, he didn't treat my grandmother right. My dad didn't treat my mother right. He abandoned me. The only experience, the generations, were men who didn't do right. Then the relationship she had was men who didn't do right. After all of that wounding, the only expectation is men don't do right. And whatever the voice of the grandmother who was hurt, the voice of the mother who was hurt, whatever they told you about those men, that's what you know about men.